Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome back to F1 Manager 24, Creator Team Career here on the PC with Cadillac. Tonight, round 17, we are heading to the United States, to COTA for the USGP. So, a bit of a change, a bit of weekend streaming, just got really tired around about 7:30 yesterday, and I didn't think I'd have enough energy to be able to go all the way through the stream. So rather than putting out a subpar stream, I figured we'll just delay it a day and we'll do it at the weekend instead. And feeling a lot more awake today. I've had a little bit of sleep, but I've been up less, so I still have some good energy. Evening Dino, evening Wayne, good to see you guys. Hello to everyone else who's lurking in the chat as well. This is the start of the Americas leg of our season, the final sort of continental area of our season. Tonight we have COTA. Next race will be Mexico. Actually, no, next race will be Vegas, which will be a sprint. And then we go to Mexico for another sprint. And then after that, we round the season off in Sao Paulo. So, yeah, it's not long left now. Just those 4 events. 2 of which are sprints, and then the season is done and dusted. So let's take a quick look at the standings, shall we? As you can see, RedBull have a mighty lead at the top of the constructors, 154 points clear of Mercedes. They themselves have a pretty strong 92-point lead over Aston, so it looks like it's going to be RedBull top with Mercedes second. And then Ferrari not out of it yet, but Aston definitely have the advantage for third. So we could see a new team in the top 3 this year. We are in 7th place, which is our target for the season. We are hanging on. We actually picked up some good points in the end after a very weird Canadian Grand Prix. We picked up points in both the sprint and the Grand Prix. So yeah, very odd one, but we will take those points all the way to the bank. We now have an 18-point lead over Haas with just 4 rounds to go. Haas do have a better car. You could argue we have maybe a better lineup of drivers. At least we have a stronger driver than either of the 2 Haas drivers, but their drivers are solid, and with a car that's good, they should still be a scoring threat for the rest of the season. Nissan have moved up off the bottom. They are now up to 9th place. At 24 points behind us, maybe they could still be a threat to us as well. I think we're safe for Maserati and Audi at this stage. But yeah, there's still some work to do. As far as the Drivers' Championship goes, it's a little bit of a lead opening up for Oscar. He has a 14-point lead over Verstappen with 4 rounds to go. Still pretty close, though. Lando, I think, is pretty much out of it at this point. Mercedes just haven't looked anywhere close to the pace of the Red Bulls in recent Grand Prix. Antonelli is certainly in the hunt for P3. He's closed the gap to his teammates at just 16 points. Sainz not out of it for third, but who knows? And Russell is putting on a bit of a charge points-wise recently. He's been having some really strong results. He's not completely out of it. He's only 30 points behind Kimi. He's a long way behind Lando in some respects, you know, but he's been scoring consistently and high points consistently. Norris, another pointless weekend. So, yeah, can't rule out George either. I don't think Yuki's got that consistency. to challenge. George is a real outside bet for third. He may well be a contender for fourth. And I would throw Yuki into that as well. But George is an outside bet for third. It's going to be an interesting final run of races, I think, to see who's going to finish where in the standings. And as far as the pit stop challenge goes, we were looking pretty comfortable in second, but McLaren have been, again, putting on a bit of a show recently, and they've closed the gap to us to just 6 points in the pit stop challenge. So there is a very real risk that we will lose out on second place. RedBull aren't too far behind. They are 28 points back. And they've got a pretty solid pit crew as well. So Mercedes have got this competition won. There's no disputing that. In fact, I don't think it's mathematically possible for anyone to beat them. Let's see, it's 4 rounds left with a maximum of 43 points available. That's 132. My quick maths is correct there. And the gap is, more than 132. So Mercedes have won this competition. They're going to take top prize of 12 mil. I don't know how much we're going to get if we hang on to second. Hopefully it'll be around 8 or 9 million. I have a feeling it might be a little bit less. But we shall see. And if we can hang on to second, that it will be some much appreciated, much needed money to take us into next season. Evening, Gridiron. You see I use the old database editor. I do, but sparingly. I'll occasionally jump in and make a little edit where necessary during a season, but only if something really goes wrong. So like with our sponsor money disappearing, we put that back in, but that's pretty much about the only way I'll do it during a season. We do some tweaks where we need to at the end of each season, beginning of the new season, but apart from that, that's pretty much it. So right, that is where everything stands in terms of the standings. Let's take a look at the car. So parts wise, pretty low on parts, as you can see. We are missing spare chassis, side pods and underfloors. We do have all of those missing parts in production, one of each. We've got about 560k in the bank, which we're hanging on to. I could throw it onto any one of these parts to make an extra one, but we're going to hang on to that cash because I want to get more research done, and so it's nice to have a little bit of cash just in case one of our drivers doesn't get in the top wherever tonight. So we've got to be careful with spare parts and try and spend as little money in maintaining the car as possible. It's a huge engine repair bill that we got. A 7.5 million for Hamilton's car has not helped us. That was money that could very much have gone into developing next season's car, but it is what it is, I suppose. At least we are now out of debt, so that's good. Let's check in with the board. They are satisfied with the performance in Montreal, which I thought was a little stingy. I would have preferred to see a happy result. Didn't think we did enough to be delighted, but I would have been happy with a happy result. I'm a little dissatisfied to see a satisfied. And then as far as objectives go, board are very happy with us still because of last season. We are on target here. We're not on target here. That's now not achievable. There's only 4 rounds left, and so the best we can do is 10. But we still have plenty of years left on this to knock out the long-term objective. So some good results will help boost the board and get them back up to high confidence. I'd like to get back to high confidence so we get the extra 1.5 mil at the end of the season. If we stay medium confidence, it's only going to be 750k at the end of season review, and if we dip to low confidence, we get nothing. So finances, as you can see, have been a big problem. So let's hope we can keep on top of finances as well. Let's advance time a little bit. So we have a spare side pod, a spare underfloor. We'll have a spare chassis on day 2 of this Grand Prix weekend. It's a normal weekend, no sprint. So we'll have that in time for the Grand Prix itself. Just gotta hope we don't damage it on Friday. And let's have a look at the prep. It's going to be hot, so we're going to have to keep an eye on tyre temps. Not sure what my tyre strategy is going to be yet. Haven't decided. But I am not going to carry a second set of hards across. I think we'll probably be okay with one set of hards, 2 sets of mediums, and we'll see how we go with that. We can always protect our tyres with a little bit of lighter running during the race as well. Confidence-wise, or mentality-wise, Isaac is neutral at the moment. Why is he neutral? Is there anything particular that's annoying him that I can fix? Not really. He's a little demoralised by the fact he's getting trounced in the standings by Hamilton. Hamilton has some positivity. Yeah, I'm not surprised you're really happy with your contract salary. It's extortionately high. 42 mil. Javi is neutral. He almost always is now. And Mark is slightly positive, so that'll help. Let's set some targets for this evening. 18th for Lewis. We're going to go again cautiously and go 20th for Isaac. And let's see how we do.
Welcome to the United States Grand Prix. We're in Austin, but there are no wild cowboys on the track this weekend, just some serious horsepower. It's sure to be a race to remember. In the last round, it was Mercedes who came away victorious. With another win added to their prestigious legacy, you have to fancy them to keep their form. Now let's get the weekend underway.
Right, not going to run any rookies, I don't think. Yeah, none of them are long-term prospects anymore, so let's go with... It's normally, what, 17, 18 laps here? No, 16 laps here. This is quite a long lap. Let's go with 20 laps of fuel. Let's go 22 laps of fuel. Go. We didn't do the part bit, did we? We'll do that now. So let's go with that ERS. Given that we've had to buy a third one. We'll go with... none of them are particularly enticing options. We'll go with that one. Given the heat, I'd rather not put in a really risky engine. Let's go with that gearbox. And moving over to Isaac's car. Got to go with that engine, really, haven't we? It's not a great situation for either engine, unfortunately. Neither are particularly useful. And we'll go with that gearbox as well. There we go. So 22 laps of fuel. Change the settings down. There we go. And we need some setups. So where to start? Let's go with a 13 on the rear wing, I think. We'll go with an 8 on the front. I think vast majority of setups to this circuit have an 8 on the front. Rear wing could be between the 12.5 and the 13.5, but I think more likely it's going to be a 13. What I really want is a really useful engine. I'm not sticking Thomas in the car. Sorry, Dino. Gearbox hanging on for life. Yeah, they're all looking a bit roughy. Ah, dear. Evening TV Media. So I'm not sure how to pronounce the first bit. So keep it simple. Let's see. What do I want to do for toe, roll bar, and camber? Let's push this out to a 1.9. It's going to be, I think, mainly a 1.9 or a 2.8, possibly a 3.7. And then it's going to be pretty high. I think most setups will be somewhere around this kind of range. I'm old, remember, Dino? We grew up on that stuff, like the original stuff, not the modern rubbish that there is now. Back when Thomas was dark. I remember when they bricked up Henry. Right. Let's increase this a little bit. Let's go to there, I think, for this one. So, for Hamilton, we'll go a little bit different, as we like to separate things out a bit. We'll try him on a 12.5. We'll go with an 8 on the front again. Again, we'll go with a 1.9. Again, up to a 3.5. And then I'm going to go a little bit higher here. I'm going to go to a 0.7. I had some of the books as well, yeah. Back when I was a wee little nipper. Right, let's get Isaac onto the track.
Radio check.
As he exits the pits up into Big Red. Surprisingly few corner names for this circuit. Most of them are just numbered.
Yeah, radio is very good for us.
But I will explain what we've got. So we've got Big Red, which is turn 1. And then we go into the S's, which runs from like turn 3 to turn 6. Turn 7, 8, 9 is known as the Complex. 10 has no name. 11 is known as the Bobby Pin. A reference to Bobby somebody, who is the chairman of COTA. And then none of these corners here have names, but the final corner is known as the Andretti, as a nod to Mario, not Michael. So yeah, not much in the way of actual official corner names for this circuit.
Radio check.
Yeah, loud and good.
Right, let's get them avoiding high-risk curves just to further reduce
And we need to try and
component
sync
wear.
all the gears.
Yep.
We got some
Try to reduce
rookies. We got
curves,
Sanhueza getting
something
another
like
run out at Ferrari. He's always getting in the car, which means he's probably never likely to actually get in it for real.
Yep.
Famously the only American champion. I think he is the only American F1 champion. Phil Hill. I have to admit, I don't know the name. Oh yeah, won the World Championship in '61 with Ferrari. And he was the only one actually born in the United States, apparently, as well. Andretti not born in the States. I wonder if they'll end up naming a circuit or naming a corner after Phil Hill at some point. They should do. So where were we? Yeah, Sanhueza. Nui getting a run out again at RedBull. Who else have we got? Ludwig Nagel at Mercedes. That's Lawson. O'Brien is getting a run out, as is Kian Shields at Toyota. Stucker and Tramnitz getting runs at Aston. Nobody else running as a rookie today. So I'm going to assume by now most of you have seen the reveals, even if not what the actual event, but certainly the images of the new cars for Red Bull and Racing Bulls. What do you think? I did do a little live commentary on the posts tab while watching the event. Can't believe I stayed up till 3 a.m. to watch a live broadcast that was actually 2 hours earlier. They filmed it at 1 o'clock in the morning,
can help you with?
UK time, and then pumped it live, in quotes, live at 3 a.m. 2 hours later. Alright, we've got some feedback on car 2. 86%, not bad. RedBull livery looks amazing according to Gridiron, like the glossy look of the new number font. I'm not sure about the number font.
Okay.
I'm really pleased to see glossy paint back on the RedBull. Not liked the matte finish that they've had for many, many years now. When was it they first started doing that? Was it 2017? 18? Somewhere around there, I think. They started going dull with the paint. It feels like it. It might actually be less than that, but it feels like it's been that long. Only 72% for Hamilton's feedback. That's not good, so definite changes needed there. I was a little underwhelmed watching it live, mainly just because the audio quality wasn't great. The volume was awkward. The levels just didn't feel well tested. So it was difficult to hear at some point. I did make a jokey comment on my little commentary feed that I did wonder if the Americans would understand some of what was being said with the thick European accents out there, because Laurent Mekies is very French, so he can be a little hard to understand at times, especially with bad audio. And then they brought out Stefano Domenicali with a very thick Italian accent, and then that wasn't quite enough, so they then brought out Pierre Vacher, who is unbelievably French. And his accent even thicker than the other two combined. I can just imagine a lot of people just completely, zoning out listening to that. I'm not quite sure who was in attendance as well. I don't think there were a huge number of actual fans there. I get the feeling it was probably quite a few Ford workers and maybe some Red Bull workers, Red Bull staff. Some media, and probably not that many fans, because there just wasn't much energy in the room. The whoops and cheers that there were kind of muted. Again, that might just be down to poor mic work for the setup, but it didn't sound like there was a lot of excitement in the room. The chat was just, filled. The live chat was just filled with, "We don't care, show us the car," for like half an hour straight. And then they finally got around to the actual reveal. Oh, and that was the other thing. They did this weird fake out. It's like, "Would you like to see the car? Oh, you thought we were going to show it to you? No, we're not there yet." And then they immediately went to, "Let's show you the car." It was just the most bizarre thing they ever did, was to do this little fake out of, "We're going to show you the car." No, we're not. All right, we are. Why? What was the point of that? It was whoever planned the event, and I've got to feel it was mainly Ford and not RedBull, made some very questionable choices. And then once they revealed the car, at first I was a little underwhelmed, but the lighting wasn't amazing either, so the car looked really dark. You couldn't see that much of that contrasty blue. Once I'd seen the actual digital renders later, the official digital renders, livery looks a lot better in those than it does. Of course, the real test will be seeing it in natural light when it's actually on a track. But it didn't look amazing at launch. It looked good, just didn't look amazing. And I thought there was a real chance them to, with Ford coming on board as with a big technical partnership, and obviously there's going to be a lot of Ford branding. They changed the uniforms quite significantly, but they didn't take that into the car that much. Very subtle. Ford have got a nice size logo on the engine cowling, and they've got a little logo on the nose, and that's about it. So they had a chance to really work Ford into the livery a little bit more, go a little bit more brave with the livery choices, and they kind of just went back to what they usually do, albeit a slightly retro version. Evening, Johnny. And the V-carb section was just a complete car crash. It was just a train wreck. It was so bad. They're constantly trying to brand themselves as the team of the socials, and they had some really bad scripted dialogue. And and the host, she was awful. She didn't know what she didn't have any confidence by the sound of it. She certainly had no real experience talking to a room. Anytime she she spoke and tried to hype the crowd up, there was just crickets, just silence. Nobody gave a shit. And then they revealed the car, and there was a little bit of excitement. Then they interviewed the drivers, Arvid Lindblad, because they started asking, what do you listen to music-wise when you're getting ready for a race weekend? And Arvid said Eminem, and that got the biggest pop of the entire V-carb section when he mentioned Eminem. It was just a very strange presentation. Very, very strange. Livery itself, again, looks better in the renders than it did on stage. They've gone the opposite direction. They've gone from glossy to matte. I don't know why. I don't know. Again, the real proof will be seeing these cars in proper lighting, natural lighting. But again, they had the option to maybe be a bit more brave, and I don't know, maybe I was expecting too much, but I mean, they're perfectly serviceable liveries, and they're pretty much what you expect, but there's a chance to do something really different. I would have liked to have seen a white and blue Red Bull or Racing Bull, in the same way that we had actually that modded livery for them earlier in this campaign. I would have loved to have seen that become a reality, but alas. It was not. We've had a sneak peek of Cadillac running as well. Doing a shakedown run at Silverstone. Of course, that's in the stealth livery that we'd already seen renders of.
Stop in front of the garage.
Where the first half of the car is just like a matte black, stealth black, with a sort of silvery giant Cadillac logo covering the back half of the car. Checo got to run it for a bit. Which way do I go here? Let's try going to a 12.5. Bring that back like that. Take that back to there. That's got slight movement there. That is where it needs to be. That's good. Let's see how that works. We're going to get their official reveal during the Super Bowl. I'm not sure if it's at half-time with the Super Bowl or whether it's somewhere else within the show, but they have bought advert time within the Super Bowl show to unveil their car. Which I suppose makes sense. They want to try and get as many eyeballs on it as possible. Do it on the most televised event in America. The Super Bowl. It makes sense as a strategy. Let's try that. Who's up next on the livery reveals? Haas with an online livery on the 19th. So 2 days. Monday. Then Audi and Honda are doing an engine launch on the 20th. Thursday, the 22nd, we'll have Mercedes doing an image reveal. Ferrari are penciled in for the 23rd. Alpine on the 23rd. And then into February, we're going to get the actual launch on the 2nd of February for Mercedes. Williams to be confirmed for the 3rd. Oh, here we go. Yeah, Cadillac. It is the halftime show for Cadillac on the 8th. Then 9th for McLaren and Aston. McLaren will be unveiling in Bahrain, which doesn't surprise me given that the team is Bahraini owned. Right, we've got some penalties that will need to be applied to qualifying. Lando Norris and Albert Lindblad. Nobody else yet. And that is the end of first practice. Hello, Johnny. If I haven't said hello, I thought I did, but if I didn't, hello. Right, we're into second practice. We've already changed our setups. We're on medium tyres in this session, and we're going to run with 20 laps of fuel, a little bit less this time. All the drivers who sat out FP1 are now back in their car.
You need to learn the gears.
Okay.
And as always, we'll tell them to avoid curbs to help reduce impact damage.
Understood.
Try to reduce the hit on the curb.
Copy.
Gearbox risk of fault is high. Can't do anything about it. Already running on avoid curbs. Hopefully it holds up. All right, we've improved Hadjar's car to 96%. That's definitely a lot closer.
Copy that.
What about Lewis's car? 91%. Oh, we're still a way off. Maybe I shouldn't have moved the roll bar. Might have to move it back. We'll see. We'll let them continue running. How many laps have we done? Let's have a look. Actually, we can just call them in now. They're already just about there on prep. So now it's a case of nailing the setup a bit better. It's going to need to go there, which means that's going to have to come back. That's going to go to there, and then that gives me a little bit of movement there. Small movement there, a couple of points there, a couple of points there. Yeah. Hopefully that does it. Oh, wow, that's the tiniest margin away. That looks like it should be flawless, but it's not. Hey. All right, well, we're going to have to move this. Question is which way? Let's try going that way. Bring this up a couple of clicks like that. And see if that triggers that where it needs to be. Bit of a pace difference between Piastri and Verstappen at the moment. As Piastri's into the pits. Max not out there at the moment. I am really curious about where Max is going to go next season. If he's going to re-sign for RedBull or if he's going to go to Ferrari to replace Leclerc, and if Leclerc is going to go in the opposite direction. It might even be that Max doesn't get on the grid. Depends on what the financial situation is like at Ferrari and at RedBull for that matter. We could do some investigative work, but I don't want to because I want it to be a surprise. Not just for you guys, but for me as well. I want to be surprised to see what happens in that interesting contract situation. All right, practice 2 is done. We'll roll straight into practice 3. We'll run some soft tyres. We'll make qualifying a little tricky, but then will give us some good options for the race in terms of tyres.
Green light.
All right, just got to wait for the feedback. Almost there. Be kind. Ah, 97. Didn't quite get it.
Copy that.
Well, let's call him in. Right. What you got for me, Lewis? Ah, just missed it. 99%.
Yeah, copy.
Well, that should theoretically be a pretty straightforward fix. We'll find out in a second. Let's have a look. Where are we off with Isaac? It's the front wing. Oh, I don't think it's going to be a 7.5. So I'm going to go to an 8.5. Take that back like that. Might need to do that as well. That should theoretically fix that car, although we might have gone the wrong way with that little click there, but we'll see. We'll either be 99 or 100, I think. As we go into the complex. Up to the bobby pin, which is described as a 180-degree hairpin, but it's not. Again, big pace difference between Piastri and Verstappen. Is Piastri's engine cooked? So Max has got new engine and a new gearbox. Oh god, his gearbox is knackered. Look. Engine's fine. Gearbox is knackered. They both have the same level of battery performance. So, yeah, that gearbox is going to be doing a lot of damage. That's why he's a second off, over, a good second or more off the pace. It's the gearbox. Engine will give maybe a tenth or two at most. The rest of it's all down to the gearbox. Right. Yeah, that's an easy fix. There. So, Hamilton's car will be at 100. But Will Isaac's? We won't know now until we get back after our first run in qualifying. So that makes things interesting. Does Max have a penalty? No, he doesn't. Lindblad does, and Norris does. But no penalty for Max. Must have already served a penalty for it. He should theoretically have served a penalty for the new engine. I can't believe that's part of his original allocation. And effectively brand new. Piastri might have a gearbox left. Evening, Clark. Good afternoon for you. So yeah, potential penalty for Piastri is coming. As Iwasa has a whoopsie.
Right then, you can take a look now. That's the moment they lose it. And I wonder, could they have done anything about that?
I'm surprised there's no name for that hairpin there as well. Maybe we can unofficially nickname that the Hill hairpin. Well, there we go. Practice is done. Still nobody else with penalties to be applied yet, but things could change quickly in qualifying. And that is next.
Our weekend continues with qualifying as the drivers fight it out for a strong grid position.
A stable platform while snaking through the high-speed sequence of corners is vital in the early part of a Circuit of the Americas lap. And during qualifying, drivers will want to have good aerodynamic grip and pinpoint accuracy so as to not lose valuable time through those turns.
We're looking at McLaren here. Karun, how do you think their driver will be feeling today?
I think we're talking about a driver whose confidence isn't where it needs to be. You have to question how much impact this will have on their ability to deliver this weekend.
Strap yourselves in. This is Formula One.
So into qualifying we go. We need to swap out the engine bits. This is where Hamilton's going to have a significant power advantage over Isaac. In theory, I'd say it's only going to be a tenth or two. But it all adds up over the course of a Grand Prix. Let's hit the track.
Green light.
Stroll going to sneak out behind Lindblad. And we pop out at the same time as Ocon. Both Astons out early. Colapinto and Gasly also making an appearance early. Gasly going to be tucked up behind Tsunoda.
So you're in a good position.
How do I like the RedBull livery for the upcoming season? I kind of like it. I need to see it in action, see it, on the track to get a fully formed opinion of it. I was underwhelmed watching the quote-unquote live presentation, and then I saw some official renders later that look better. But until I see the car running from multiple angles, I can't really give a final verdict on it.
Good
but
to go.
I do like the fact they've gone back to gloss paint.
And track is clear, track clear.
We're going to have some
That's
potential
off
traffic
for
coming
last
out of Big
corner.
Red here. Who is it? It's Behrman. Hamilton should beat Schumacher into Big Red, and does. And so does Ocon. Just. And that's a clear lap now for Hadjar for the rest of the lap. Hamilton still has to come across Behrman. 25 zeros across the boards and slightly better than Ocon. Take a slight diversion to go around the outside of Behrman there. Stroll tucked up behind Hadjar. Got a really good slipstream. Down the back straight. Hopefully this is where it hurts him, through the dirty air. Hamilton a 10th up on Hadjar, about a 10th up on Ocon. Stroll is going to go top as things currently stand. Round the final corner, Andretti for Hadjar. He goes top and is displaced by Stroll by a couple of tenths. That's basically the slipstream on the back straight that did that. Hamilton goes purple in the final sector, takes top spot by a 10th and half a 10th over Ocon. Colapinto into P5. Here comes Tsunoda. Lindblad's looking pretty pacey. So Yuki goes top by a full second. Lindblad's looking even quicker at the moment. Purple across the board, and he is 2 tenths quicker than Tsunoda. Right, Haas are potentially a threat to us in the constructors, so we'll keep an eye on Behrman's lap here. Hamilton will get out of the way nicely here. There he goes. Potential hold up there with Schumacher. No, not Schumacher. Is that... Who is that? Is that Leclerc? No, it's a McLaren. It's Russell. Bortoletto starts the flying lap. Perez looking quick as well.
And limiter on.
Isaac and Stroll both dive into the pits as George starts his lap. Behrman ends his. Behrman goes up to P3. He's half a second away. Schumacher goes a bit quicker, a couple of tenths quicker.
Will be stop on the marks and focus being in the middle of the box.
Texas is almost like a second home race here for Checo. Let's see how he gets on here. To the final corner, Andretti. And short squirt to the line. And he goes P2. Just 26 thousandths behind Lindblad, who's put in a hell of a lap. Bortoletto goes P7. Albon up to P5. What about Russell? Let's just quickly prep here. So we're at 100 with Hamilton. And there we go, 100 with Hadjar. Excellent. Quick first sector for Antonelli. Comfortably the quickest. Actually, no, not that comfortably. Perez to the 24.6 as well. All right, across the line for George. It's only good enough for P7. A clean run to the end of the lap now for Antonelli, but did he get held up anywhere in the middle sector? Split coming up. No, he didn't. He went purple in the middle. So Antonelli looks like he's about to stamp his name at the top of the standings. Out of the final turn. Purple's across the board, and he stretches the benchmark further away by another 2.5 tenths nearly, as Sainz makes his way out of the garage. Charles Leclerc crossing the line. It's not a good lap for Leclerc. 1.6 seconds off the pace. Only Hadjar is slower. Hadjar's going to finish bottom, isn't he? Wow, now that's interesting. Piastri just went purple in the first sector. Faster than Max. Did not expect that.
We need a good warm-up on front brakes.
It's a very pedestrian middle sector for Max. I think he must have been held up somewhere. 37.5, not great. It's good enough for P4, but he's over 3 tenths away. And Piastri, with that dodgy gearbox. When I say dodgy, its health is low, but it hasn't got a fault yet, by the look of it. Goes top by a comfortable margin. He's 7 tenths quicker than Max. And that's all in the middle sector, pretty much. Did not expect that at all. So that is Iwasa behind us on an in-lap, I believe.
Track will be clear. Mode push, good to go.
And he dives into the pits. Hadjar to start his push lap. Looks like he'll probably get a clear lap as well. Norris is on a flying lap. So there's no risk of catching him.
And it will be charge button off for last corner.
And Hamilton's going to get a clean run as well. No one's going to pop out in front of him into turn 1. No improvement for Hadjar in the first sector. Hamilton has improved. So Hadjar's down a tenth, Hamilton's up 2 tenths. Colapinto is slightly slower than Hadjar, but I don't know if that's down to traffic or not. Iwasa definitely hit traffic, as had Norris. He now jumps up to P8 with his improvement. Lawson is P15, just above Hamilton. Both drivers finding time in the middle sector. Hamilton is now up by 7 tenths of a second over Isaac on this lap. Across the line for Hadjar. He does improve, finds a couple of tenths, gets ahead of Leclerc, who's out on track to start his next run. Might be his final run as well. Hamilton improves all the way up to P8. He found
So
9/10 of a
P8?
second on that lap. Albon now improves up to P3. I don't think there's anybody on a flyer at the moment. Everyone's either on an in lap or an out lap. Lindblad just leaving the pits. I don't think Hamilton's going to demoralise Hadjar any further this season. I think, you know, the level will stay as it is now. I don't think it will get worse. But if we can sneak a point here and there with Hadjar like we did in Canada, that will certainly help. All right, Ocon has started a flying lap at 25.0. It's not bad, but it's not great. Hamilton's car is appalling. And he was 2/10 quicker than Ocon, so we'll see how the rest of the lap plays out. See what Leclerc can do as well. He definitely
Make sure
needs to
your
find some
limiter is
time.
on. Stop in front of your box.
Oh, and he's getting held up by Gasly. He did a 24.7 right as he hit the split. He hit the back of Gasly.
Speed limiter on and speed limiter on.
So that could bust his middle sector a bit. Still an improvement, but then he was 2 seconds off the pace, so not that surprising. 37.7 isn't great. Ocon is still in 18th place. And that's a Maserati starting a lap, so that's got to be a Wasser. Leclerc improves to P14. It's not safe, and he has not got time for another run. Speaking of which, we need to slap on some tyres and get out there. There's Leclerc holding up Stroll. Yes, he is.
If possible, some full throttle will help.
Stroll
both
did not have a
items.
great first sector as a result of 25.2. 4/10 down on what Iwasa has just done, but he might have been held up at the end of, or the beginning of sector 2, coming out of the bobby pin.
So you're in a good position.
Schumacher crosses the line, does not improve. He stays in P8. Behrman doesn't improve. He stays P11. Iwasa is definitely improving. I mean, 4 seconds off the pace. It's going to be hard not to improve here, but let's see what he can do. Russell has had an awful middle sector, so he's not improving. Russell stays P13. Sainz just goes purple in the first sector. Iwasa jumps up to 15th. Colapinto with a good first sector as well, so he's likely to improve unless he hits traffic. Let's see, is that Norris in front of us on the map? Yes, it is. So, looks like, again, we're going to get a pretty clean run. It's Lindblad tucked up in between. He's not improving.
Track is clear. Track is
So
clear.
actually, he's on an in lap with a
There will
32.0
be
there.
mode push for last corner.
Right, Hadjar starts his
Should have no
final
traffic
lap.
issues. Okay, good to go.
And now so does Hamilton. About 20 seconds left in the session to cross the line, so plenty of time. Norris has gone purple in the first sector. I think Hamilton's probably going to be safe now. Sainz doesn't do enough to get out of the session. He's out. So is Bortoletto. I don't think Lawson's going to improve enough to get through. Is that Ocon? No, Ocon's in the pits. That's Sonoda. So one Aston out in Q1. The other one is going to get through. Is he going to improve? No, he stays P7. Hadjar has had a good first sector. What about Hamilton? No, not a good first sector. Middle sector is okay, but nothing special. Hamilton not looking like he's going to improve. Hadjar is improving. 37.3. Could he possibly squeeze out of the session here? He's certainly going to jump some of these cars. Can we find enough to jump Iwasa? Everyone else is out. They've all done their laps. In fact, we're the last one to actually cross the line to set a time, apart from Albon. Hadjar improves to P16. He's through. Fantastic. I can't remember the last time we got Hadjar out of Q2 for a Grand Prix, a full Grand Prix. Made it by 5 hundredths of a second, knocking out Iwasa. So some big names eliminated in Q1. Sainz and Ocon both out. You could argue maybe Bortoletto in there as well. Again, you could possibly say the same for Gasly, especially given where Mick is. Mick's up in 9th. And Lawson, considering that Albon's up in 4th. So, yeah, I'm amazed we managed to sneak out of Q1 there. That was tight. Alright, into Q2, we're going to start with our most heavily used set of tyres. The likelihood of us progressing Hadjar any further, slim to none, I would say. I think we were lucky to get 16th. Hamilton has an outside chance of getting into the top 10, but I think we'd have to burn an extra set of tyres, which I don't really want to do. So I'm not confident about getting Hamilton through either. Let's at least set a semi-decent time and get that confidence up for the next run, which will probably be on these tyres again. Max and Lindblad also making their way onto the track. And now Oscar exiting the pit lane. So we're already down one Ferrari and one McLaren. Both Red Bulls still going. We're down one Aston as well. Both Haas still going at their home Grand Prix. And I suppose technically this is a second home for Red Bull now, given that they have Ford power.
Gap is currently good.
It's certainly one of one or two home Grand Prix for us. So points would be lovely, but not likely. Schumacher's making his way out. We'll get clear of him with Isaac, not with Hamilton though. And we have Antonelli making his way into the complex at the end of the S's. So we're going to hopefully get past him on the long back straight exiting the bobby pin. See if Hamilton gets held up. I think he might. It's kind of irrelevant whether we do get held up or not in terms of our actual time, but the plan is for Hadjar to go purple in every sector and Hamilton to then take the purples away.
We've seen it.
And get both drivers up to peak confidence. I think we're probably still going to be able to do that. That's why I always send my slower driver out first. They hit the track first, they go purple in every sector, they finish the lap top and go into peak confidence, and then the other car going out second means that they effectively get to do the same. So Hamilton purple again. He's up by half a second, and more than half a second. He's up by 8 tenths, no, 7 to 8 tenths. Hadjar comes through the final turn to the line. It's not going to be a great time, but he's gone into peak confidence, a 133.6. Hamilton's going to absolutely smash that time.
Load in, will box this lap.
With a 132.3, 1.2 seconds faster. Wow, that's a huge
Stay negative
amount.
on the dash. Stay negative.
Evening, Daniel. Lewis will have a new Ferrari race engineer. Yes, I saw that. Saw that this morning. Riccardo Adami is being moved to a new position as head of the junior driver program. It's been denied that there have been issues between Hamilton and Adami. They're both, well, Hamilton has come out and said that he has, he's had a good relationship with Riccardo, but I mean, Riccardo famously also had some very awkward moments with Hamilton this season, and with Vettel as well. There were times when those two didn't seem to get along either, so maybe that shake-up's what they need. I'm curious as to who's going to replace him. It won't be Javi, because he's no longer with Ferrari, he's with Cadillac, so I doubt it'll be Brian Bozzi. Antonelli is third behind Verstappen. Piastri once again is quicker than Max despite that bad gearbox.
So limiter should be on now. Stop on the marks.
We might be getting in Behrman's way a little bit here. Oh, yeah, we definitely did. Sorry, Ollie.
Speed limiter on, please. Stop on the marks.
Oh no, that was Perez. Who was it? Yeah, Behrman's just crossed the line. There's Behrman. So, yeah, that was Perez starting his lap. Colt will need to find a new excuse as to why he's been crap. No, look. in all seriousness, no one can deny that Hamilton is in a decline, but I don't think it's as bad as, you know, as people are making out. Ferrari historically are very, very bad at running the team when they do it themselves. I mean,
So watch out for the next
Schumacher
car.
brought in everybody that was needed, or you know, helped facilitate bringing in everybody that was needed to build the team
Waits for
around
Albon.
him to make it a monster. And then Ferrari went back to their old ways, and it didn't do any favours for Alonso, didn't do any favours for Vettel. So it's not doing any favours for Hamilton now, and it hasn't done any favours for Leclerc either. And let's be true about that too. So yeah, Hamilton is definitely in a decline. The previous aero rules certainly did not favour Hamilton at all. He has struggled with the ground effect era. That's less of an issue. Car rake is coming back with the new regs. It will be interesting to see if Hamilton can improve this season. If he can get closer, I think Leclerc is still going to be the man at Ferrari, but if Hamilton can get closer to Leclerc, you know, if he can get within sort of like a 60-40 split with the points, then I think that will be a kind of a redemption for Lewis. But if it stays like really bad, then yeah, Hamilton might just F up and retire. We'll see. We'll see.
And track is clear, track clear.
You see Behrman in a Ferrari for 2027,
Off for
possibly.
last corner.
Yeah, I think it all depends on how it just goes for Hamilton. If he has a good season, he might look to extend and stay on. If he has a bad season, it might be it. That might be all she wrote, and he might walk away. Evening MP, you finally got F1 Manager 24. Well, I'm sure you'll have some fun with that. Oh, I don't doubt that Leclerc will be looking to if they have a if they have a really bad car. I mean, they're going to be down on power to Mercedes because it's not expected that Ferrari have managed to find that engine. I don't know if I say glitch, but that compression ratio hack that Mercedes are exploiting, and RedBull maybe to a slightly lesser extent are exploiting as well. I still think Ferrari is going to be the second best engine, so I would expect to see them, you know, competing for podiums.
You are currently
Maybe the
P15.
occasional race win. It all depends on
Mode
how
in,
the other
please,
cars
mode in.
that have Mercedes power do. But you've got to imagine that Mercedes and McLaren are going to be the favourites for the
P9.
podium slots. But yeah, I can see Leclerc forcing an exit if the car is abysmal, or if the team just falls apart again. Maurizio Arrivabene made a comment recently, a couple of months back maybe. It was reported that Hamilton had prepared dossiers for Ferrari on things that needed to be improved and worked on. And Arrivabene said as soon as he saw that, you know, he said it was absolutely pointless because
What's your speed?
the driver hops in the car, does a couple of laps and think they know everything, but it's the engineers that really know everything about the car. And that is the Ferrari mindset in a nutshell. The drivers are just there to drive. It's the engineers who are the magic, and that's the wrong attitude. Very much the wrong attitude. Daniel says he sees Leclerc in Aston.
And if you want, you can go
I
to
think-
mode warm-up.
Yep.
I think not. I see the potential for Ferrari trying to take, if they lose him, seeing Ferrari seeing seeing if they can get Antonelli, which would open up that seat at Mercedes. And if they can't get Max, they may well try and get Leclerc. And Leclerc and Russell would be a mighty combination. And that would open up the door for Antonelli to go to Ferrari. And you'd know they'd love to have an Italian driver winning races at Ferrari. Oh yeah, speaking of Sainz, he's another one who had problems with Adami at times. So yeah, I think moving Adami away from the track is certainly the right call.
Clear. Start the lap.
All right, a little bit more time this time as we cross the line.
Okay,
40 seconds to go for Hamilton.
good
We'll
to go,
have
ready?
a clean run, I think. Looks like that's Stroll. Yeah, Stroll and... which of the Audis is it? Oh, it is Stroll. Sorry, which of the Haas is it? It's Perez. Stroll and Perez. Leclerc's flying. Leclerc's going to go through. Hamilton's improved. Hadjar has started his lap. He's comfortably through the S's right now. And he's behind Antonelli. No improvement for Antonelli in the first sector. You'd love to see Mark Slade as back in F1 as a race engineer. It's going to be a step down for him now. They generally go the other way. Race engineer to a higher position. Right, a slight improvement in the middle sector for Hadjar, but it's not going to be enough to get out of the session. But Hamilton, maybe. Perez improves to P9. Can we displace Albon? We're not going to displace Perez, but can we get Albon? I don't think we can. It's going to be tight. No, we missed out by a tenth. We are ahead of Tsunoda, who is on a lap. So Hamilton might get bumped. Hadjar's going to finish in P16 as expected. 1.9 seconds off the pace. Who just jumped up? Norris jumped up to P6. So we're down to 12th. make that 13th as Lindblad gets knocked out. Yuki somehow drags his car into the top 10. So 13th and 16th as things stand. We know there are penalties though. Norris and Lindblad both with penalties to be applied. We are out of qualifying. Let's see who sticks it on pole. It's Lando with a penalty. Oh, if that's going to stick him to the back of the grid, that would be painful. Antonelli in second. So Antonelli's going to start the race on pole alongside George. Max may get bumped up. He may... Actually, no, Max will get bumped up. Lando may, if it's only 3 places, will start in P4. Then it's Leclerc from Piastri, Behrman, Tsunoda, Perez and Schumacher rounding out the top 10. Lindblad in 11th. If it's only 3 places, will drop down behind Stroll. So it'll be Albon, Hamilton and Stroll. But again, this all depends on how big the penalty is for Norris. Hadjar won't get promoted up unless these are big penalties. Interesting times. Let's get ready for the Grand Prix, shall we?
We're not far off now here in Austin as the drivers ready themselves for this 56-lap race.
The Circuit of the Americas is definitely a track that rewards bravery on the brakes, just like when Lewis Hamilton passed Sebastian Vettel unbelievably late here to take the win in 2012.
The Circuit of the Americas has it all. Twists and turns, steep climbs, fast corners and a power-hungry Sector 2. Quite a headache to balance, even if teams will be looking at maximising downforce overall. The teams are making their final preparations down in the pit lane, ahead of today's race.
All right, so strategy options. It's going to be a hot weekend, so tyre temps could be tricky. We have got the option of an extra set of soft tyres if we need it. I am wondering whether something like this might be the way to go. In fact, actually with Hamilton, there is the option to do potentially something along these lines. And it is quicker. So I think we'll go with that for Lewis. I'm going to take some fuel out of the car. Again, it's going to be hot, so a good way to help balance engine temps is going to be doing fuel saving. Let's take 4 laps of fuel out because it's 1.8 kilos, so that's going to be like 7.2 kilos underfueled. That's quite a bit. I mean, that will go down quickly if we get a safety car, but which I do think we might get one. Hadjar, I think we'll start him on softs and then go medium. His tyre wear's not as good. Let's go with that for Isaac. Again, we'll take 4 laps out. We will yeet the car off the line. And we are kind of prepped and ready. I'm going to take a quick comfort break, use the facilities, grab a fresh drink. So we'll pop one final ad break before the start of the Grand Prix. Next scheduled ad break, not for the next hour and a half. So if you need to go pop the kettle on or go use the bathroom, now would be a great time to do it. And we will be underway in just a few minutes.
Well then, it's not long until we get started here, and we should be in for a tightly contested race. And for that man, Mick Schumacher, this could be an interesting race.
Starting P10 puts them in the right place to get some points, but there's still a lot to do.
But remember, anything can happen in Formula One. Sit tight and get ready. It's the United States Grand Prix.
Oh, we never checked the grid, did we? Well, there's
And
Max,
it's
there's
lights out,
Piastri.
and away we go.
So, let's see. Lindblad is down in 14th. Where's Norris? He's down in 6th. We're going to get some shenanigans in turn 1. Everybody gets through. Hamilton did get placed up 1 because of Lindblad.
And easy on the front tires. And we need some lead time code for tire temps.
Understood.
Right, track temperature 37.5 degrees at the moment. It's not
30%.
scorching hot. Might well get hotter. Yeah, we've definitely got some periods with full sunshine as Hadjar finds a place. Gets up the inside of Colapinto at the bobby pin.
Insane.
And then Colapinto doesn't do himself any favours by then immediately pulling out of the slipstream to try and take the place back and losing momentum. So that is a comfortable position gain for Hadjar. Colapinto having another look at the end of the straight into this sort of twisty section, but shuts that down as well. So a nice little boost to confidence so far for Isaac, almost maxed out. Hamilton starting level.
Enabled. So
Antonelli is on mediums, Max is on hards, and that's going to allow Antonelli potentially an opportunity to sprint away here, and then everybody behind up to and including Oscar on soft tyres, and the longer they stay stuck behind Max, the worse their race is going to be. They need to be in front of Max and taking advantage of the grip of their tyres ASAP. I don't think Max will hold them off for too long, but every lap they're stuck behind him, and in that dirty air it's going to be doing damage. Imagine Charles and George will get Max into turn 1 here, into turn 11. I think that's turn 11. No, it's turn 12, I think. Well, Max isn't going to be overtaken by George. Leclerc is alongside. Still side by side. And now it's got to be surely Leclerc's corner. Yeah, he gets through and he shuts the door instantly as well. So Antonelli will have a Ferrari chasing after him. We're almost out of battery. And we're out of the train just about as well. We missed out on DRS, so we're going to be watching for Stroll.
You need to keep your K1 usage down a bit, otherwise you just run out of battery and then you'll just be taken by everybody.
Yeah.
Stroll goes up the inside. Does he lock the corner down? Yes, he does.
Yeah, that's nothing I can do.
Continue like this.
There was a chance that we could have got the better exit down this hill here, but unfortunately Stroll got it. And he's a very happy boy. Iwasa on hard tyres as well, down in 19th. There's only a couple on mediums. Antonelli, Behrman, Stroll and Lindblad. The two drivers on hard tyres, Iwasa and Max. Everybody else on the softs. He did something which doesn't happen often. Yeah, I think Stroll is essentially, he's just a running joke at this point. He's not good enough for Formula One, but he's going to stay in Formula One because his dad bought him a team and is trying to build a super team to make him more successful than his talent deserves. We have a yellow flag. Mick has gone wide, and he's going to drop all the way to the back of the grid, waiting for the way ahead to clear.
Let's take a closer look. Heading down the straight.
Locks up into that final turn.
Unable to do much about it.
And then he has to park it up and wait because there's just no room to rejoin the track. Hamilton gets through on Schumacher.
Now this
Oh wait, no, we've just seen that, haven't we? Russell has got through on Verstappen as well. Or has he? They're still side by side through the S's into complex. Oh, Max actually has shut him down, but it's going to give George the DRS down the long back straight, and he might even get him here at the bobby pin. No, he doesn't. He backs out of it. Doesn't get the best exit either, but he'll have the slipstream and the DRS and the soft tyres. He should theoretically go flying past it. And he doesn't even make the move. Wow. Is Max attacking to try and hold position then? He's certainly fighting back. No one will take Aston seriously until they drop Lance. Papa Stroll can flash as much cash as he wants to bring in super personnel, but Lance is an anchor, leaving them as a joke. Yeah, pretty much. You know they're going to try and get Verstappen. They're going to try and use the lure of...
just do your best.
Of Nui to get him there. Plus, potentially, if Honda engines end up being really good engines, then there's that prior relationship with Honda that could help swing things as well. But I think if Max is going to leave, I think Mercedes is probably his more preferred destination, simply because they are expected to be the favourites, along with McLaren, and he's not getting in at McLaren. Unless Oscar leaves. I think he's locked up till 2028, so it's unlikely that's going to happen. George still can't get the move done. As Hamilton comes under pressure from Lindblad. Hadjar gets attacked and passed by Colapinto. Bortoletto almost sneaks on through as well. Another lunge from Lindblad. He is going to get through. So we're going to go into harvest mode.
Charge button on.
Yep.
Yes, they do. His GT team does now have Mercedes. I do wonder how many more years Max is going to stick around in F1. He keeps talking about leaving Formula One if he's not having fun. I know he's been pessimistic about the new rule set. Max could just see out the last couple of years of his contract with RedBull and then just walk away from Formula One. He's got nothing left to prove. He's a 4-time world champion. What he does after that, I don't know. I think he wants to try his hand at the Indy 500. I'm sure he's going to want to have a go at Le Mans. I wouldn't be at all surprised to see him pop up in the touring car series somewhere as well. Maybe the Australian supercars, Super V8s. I think he'd love to take on that challenge of Bathurst. And say the Aussie Super V8s do produce some really, really good racing as well. So yeah, I wouldn't be at all. I don't think it's necessarily going to be high on his list of destinations, but I wouldn't be at all surprised to see him pop up there. Bortoletto has got past Isaac. The slow slip down the order continues. Hamilton keeping pace with the Audis at the moment. Sainz is about to make a move, I think. Here he comes, and Russell is still behind Max and has slipped back a little bit. He's almost out of DRS range now. I wonder if Russell has cooked his tyres. Sainz is comfortably through. Lawson will be up next. I imagine he'll have the pace to get past us if we lose the DRS.
Still everything to play for. Car behind is Law.
Come out of harvest now and going to top up. Okay. We are starting to just reach that slipping point. Norris has got an issue.
I've lost power.
Push.
Okay.
So deployed.
Hajjar's lost the DRS again. This is the downside to protecting the tyres, is that we just don't have the grip through the corners.
Charge on.
Okay.
So Lawson's going to have a run at us now. Here he comes. And he is straight through.
What about tyres?
Colapinto's putting Hamilton under a bit of pressure. And there's Lawson completing the move on Hajjar. As long as he finishes in the top 20 and keeps the sponsors happy, that's good enough.
Tyre phase update when you can.
I mean, the car has had no updates since the midpoint of the season now. So we are just riding it out till the end of the year now.
Doing a great job.
Just going to cool the tyres off a bit more. We got back in front of Lawson. Must have got him up the hill into Big Red. Yeah, there we go. And squeezed him out completely. Straight to the edge of the track. Gave him nowhere to go.
Take care of the tires.
Understood.
And charge button on.
Just going to take a little bit of extra life. Put a little bit of extra life on this stint if we can, just to make things a little easier for the next couple of stints. Because temperatures will be a little bit higher in the second half of the race.
Remember, long way to go in this race. Car behind is Gasly.
Wilson gets to at the same point as last lap. And I think he'll stay ahead this time because we've dropped the pace down on the tyres. So, lap 10. Antonelli leads from Leclerc by just under 2 seconds. Max a further 2 seconds back. Norris now up into 4th ahead of Russell. So Russell's struggling. I think he has pushed his tyres too hard. Piastri still down in 6th place. Tsunoda 7th. Then it's Behrman in 8th. Albon and Perez have just switched places, I think. Then it's Lindblad from Stroll. Then Hamilton in 13th. Colapinto, Bortoletto, Sainz, Lawson have all jumped Hadjar. He's now down into 18th place. Gasly's probably going to get me this lap as well. And possibly even Ocon. Iwasa 21st, Schumacher in 22nd. I think I've got the pace to stay ahead of those two, but everybody else, I think we might struggle with Isaac. We'll see how the second half goes. We are very much killing the pace a little bit at the moment with the extreme saving. And there we go, we've gone a little bit too extreme. As Gasly slips on through. We'll try and hold him off, but again, he's likely to get us up the inside at the hairpin here. And does. Hamilton's tyres slipping out of the window as well now. Stroll is out of DRS range, so there is an opportunity to maybe try and pick off Stroll. Approaching. Our best bet's going to be the long back straight. Track temperature's falling, but it's going to start climbing again soon. We've got some full sunshine coming up. That's going to push the temperatures up.
And you are doing a good job on tires. Keep it like this.
Yep.
Use the energy.
And there you can see the temperature already starting to climb back up to 36.2. So can we pick off Stroll here? Who has definitely slipped away now that he's lost the DRS to his teammate. I don't think we're close enough. We're not. Not this lap.
And charge button on.
Hadjar has stayed ahead of Ocon. Schumacher is a little bit stuck in the dirty air behind Iwasa at the moment. Iwasa's pace will start to pick up against ours soon as the hard tyres become better. Probably already a little bit better. Max is closed back in on Leclerc.
He's 0.5 behind.
Leclerc's tyres are going to be starting to give up a little bit. In fact, I think he's pulled away from Norris as well. 136.4 last time round. Quickest man on the track. Just ahead of Albon.
Ocon 0.8, he has DRS.
Hamilton is very close now. This is where we're going to lose some time.
DRS.
I'm going to need to start thinking about fuel saving soon as well. Let's start it with Isaac now. He's already been dropped by Gasly. Ocon's going to jump me, but we've got a 2-second window behind us. If we can't get past Stroll here, we'll go into fuel saving. Yeah, we're not getting through. So let's go to fuel saving then.
And we need to increase lift and coast.
Understood.
As is usual, our first stint is more about setting everything up for our later stints, where we usually have a little bit better pace than some of our rivals because our tyres are healthier. Ocon has not got through. I am surprised by that. I am very surprised. And there we go. First to blink is Mick Schumacher from the back of the grid. He's going to get a nice undercut. What's he putting on? A set of mediums. It's a little early for a straight 2-stop, unless he's going to go to hards. So this might be a 3-stop. And Ocon is now through.
No worries.
Now we're watching Esteban Ocon here.
Yeah, just up the
The
hill.
opportunity begging to be taken.
Better on the brakes because he's not saving fuel. Oh, we get shoved wide this time.
And Esteban Ocon is able to climb up.
And not saving his tyre pace through the corners either. Right, we have just slipped out of range of Stroll, and Colapinto's got back into DRS range, so potentially a little bit of pressure coming for Lewis. Portoletto and Sainz are right behind Colapinto. He might be under pressure from himself, which might save Lewis for another couple of laps. And Lawson's closing in too. There's Lawson. Track temperature's back up to 38.4 and still climbing slightly.
Well, yeah, right. It certainly looks like they've developed a fault.
So Norris develops a fault and then he locks up as well at the bobby
And the
pin.
focus is on Lando Norris here. Nothing at this point.
Just heard the squeal of tyres at the end of that
the
clip.
car locks up. What caused that, I wonder?
He's managed to stay ahead of George, but that gap has come right down. George didn't get DRS, but he's going to have a little look. Norris is going to have to come into the pits pretty soon now, I think, with that lockup. Our pit windows open up in a lap. Behrman once again looking good for potential points today. And Oscar's in. Wow, didn't expect that. Russell and Tsunoda coming in, and Albon as well. And Perez. Suddenly a flurry of activity in the pits here. It's an okay stop. Wow, look at them all piling in. Colapinto's in as well. Hard tyres going on for George. Oscar went mediums. Tsunoda went hards. Albon went hards. Perez went mediums. Colapinto has gone hards. Hadjar now tucked up behind George. He'll stay there for a lap or so and then he'll just get dropped.
What about tyres?
Maybe not even that. He might get dropped before we make it to the... yeah, he's going to get dropped already. So we're going to get breezed past here by Tsunoda and Albon. Hamilton has now dropped 2.5 seconds behind Stroll with the fuel saving on top of the tyre saving. Bortoleto right with us. How long till he boxes? Behrman's got an issue as well. We didn't see what that was. Hadjar gets overtaken by Tsunoda. Albon's going to have to wait his turn.
Okay, let's get on it. Still everything to play for. So
And there we go. Norris is in. Sainz and Lawson coming in as well, and Gasly. Decent stop for Ferrari. Hard tyres going on for Liam Lawson. Ocon's put on another set of softs. Sainz to stick on. Sainz went hards as well.
Just
mediums for Gasly.
Norris right behind.
Albon has now made his way through. Up into turn 1. Superior grip. And that's Norris coming out behind Isaac. So it's going to be another overtake on Isaac. Once again, we are shown the curve.
Okay to push harder through 6 and 7 if you can.
And we just about keep Bortoleto at bay. There's Piastri closing in behind. Leclerc in. So the question for Max is how long is he going to go on those tyres? He has slipped back a bit. Hard tyres going on for Charles Leclerc. Tidy stop. In comes Bortoleto from behind Lewis. So glad we kept him behind before he stopped. And he's going to get an undercut on us. Set of mediums. Is Norris going to make the move here with Perez right there as well? There's Bortoleto exiting the pit lane. Norris goes up the inside. Oh, it's contact.
Are you okay?
Major front
There's
wing
a yellow
damage.
flag now.
So it looks like Norris has got away with maybe no damage at all.
And clearly then, not what everyone in the garage would have wanted to see.
We've got a really badly damaged front wing. So we're going to have to box him a little ahead of schedule. Only by a lap.
So boxing this lap.
Yeah, Norris's front wing looks intact.
Let's get after these cars in front.
Don't give Isaac the penalty. Give it to Norris. It is a penalty. Who's it for? It's Norris. He has got a penalty. Perez gets through.
Glazing.
Oscar now makes the move on Lewis. At the end of the long straight into what we're calling the hill hairpin. If COTA's not going to do it, we'll do it for them.
Lovely stuff.
So we're going to extend this stint for Lewis an extra 2 or 3 laps, hopefully. It's going to be slow, but it'll pay off hopefully longer term, especially with Norris now having a penalty. We're going to wait till he crosses the line. And then we're going to take a look and see if he's picked up any damage. Right, so let's pause for a second because I want to watch the pit stop as well. Norris. Well, we're not seeing any aero damage here, unfortunately. We can have a look at his tyres, though. So... Oh, no, we can't, because that's hidden. So maybe he's taken some. Oh, I know Phil Hill is no relation to Graham and Damon. If he was, I'd have known who he was. Alright, so Isaac's in. This is going to be a slow stop with that wing change. .3. That's not bad for a wing change.
You're in clear air.
That's where the car building stat comes into play. Russell gets past Hamilton. Yeah, we are just going to be slipping further and further down the order with Lewis here. Let's see, was that a nice move or is that how we roll?
That was a nice move.
It was a nice move, apparently. So we are very much at the back of the grid. 18.5 seconds behind Schumacher, who didn't have that much earlier stop. He was the first car to stop about, what, 7-8 laps ago?
Mode push, please.
Lindblad comes in for his stop. Decent stop. Didn't look especially quick. Oh, Wass is in. So he's going to come out ahead of Isaac. I thought he would go longer than that.
Much quicker.
Continue like this. Behind we have Albon. Gap to him 1.8.
Well, that was a very, very good stop by the look of it. And yet, no, it hasn't registered the time. Not yet. That looked like it was very quick as Albon's gone through. And we will try and defend, but we're not going to be able to.
All right, let's concentrate.
I'm going to box Lewis next lap.
I need more power.
So Hadjar's only 2.5 seconds behind Iwasa. I thought he'd be further back than that. Iwasa's gone softs. But that very quick stop, coupled with our wing change, has reversed the positions.
And box now, box speed confirm.
Gonna box this up.
Tyre temps are good. Charge on.
So tyres are up to temp. Lap 20, Antonelli leads Verstappen by nearly 12 seconds. Neither of them has stopped yet. Leclerc within 6 seconds of Max. And it's Ollie Behrman also yet to stop. I wonder if he's going for a one-stop strategy. He's ahead of Oscar in 5. Then it's Russell from Stroll. Stroll yet to stop. Tsunoda gets past him. So Tsunoda up to 7th, Stroll down to 8th. Then Albon, Hamilton, Perez. Norris is 12th, but with a penalty to be served at his next stop. Lindblad from Colapinto as Max is in ahead of Antonelli. So this is not going to be a one-stop for Max. 2-stop confirmed. Behrman coming in as well. Soft tyres going on. Let's see what Behrman goes on to. If he goes hard, he might be going for the one-stop. I think I just saw mediums. No softs.
And tire temperatures are good.
I think it was our mechanics I saw. As we're going mediums with Lewis. Yeah, it was our mechanics I saw. So Behrman's 2-stopping as well then. Who is left to stop? So Stroll, Antonelli, and both of those two currently on mediums, so they could be going for a one-stop.
But the car's definitely not happy. Surely some kind of fault.
Problems escalating for Behrman. He just gets such bad luck with his car.
Next car in front is Schumacher.
All right, we are 6.5 seconds behind Mick. Still need to do a bit more fuel saving. And we've lost a lot of track position, but we are now, hopefully, in a position where we can go quite long. Maybe claw some places back if there are 3 stops. It's a 2-stop for Antonelli. He's going for softs. That was quick. It's going to be tight with Leclerc. Leclerc might well get him, but he'll stay ahead of Oscar. There goes Leclerc. So, P2 then for Antonelli on soft tyres. So I don't think anybody's 2-stopping. Let's see what Stroll does. And so I don't think anybody's 1-stopping. Yeah, it's Stroll going for softs. So it's 2 stops all round. We may yet even see a couple of 3 stops. And Stroll has a slight delay in the pits. Schumacher goes through. Now we have a yellow flag. Is that contact at turn 1?
Debris on the track.
It is. Oh, it's Behrman. A little bit of contact there with Colapinto. So I'm guessing that's front wing damage for Behrman. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's missing a chunk of his left end plate, look. Will there be a penalty for that? And if so, who will it be for? Because Colapinto did rudely chop across him there. But given that Behrman was behind, he is more likely to be the one judged at fault. No penalty though. They may not change his wing at the next stop. He may just stay like that. Depends how bad it is, and if he takes another knock, he'll have to replace it.
At the moment, we are good.
Yep.
And you can use all the boost bar.
Understood.
No lift off needed.
Right.
You are doing a good job.
That's about 2 and a bit laps. Maybe 2 and a quarter
Suggest
laps.
that you can reduce the amount of
That we
lift
still
that
need
goes
to find,
at
but we'll stop fuel saving for a little bit. We've saved over 3 kilos so far in the opening half of the race. Amazed we haven't had a VSC yet, considering the contacts that we've seen. Antonelli is storming up to the back of Charles Leclerc. Max just went purple in the middle sector. And he got a slipstream from Tsunoda, no wonder. Behrman does get past Colapinto. Ocon gets past Lawson. Let's see if Max makes the move on Yuki here. He backs out of it. Behrman's onto the back of Norris already. And he backs out of a lunge as well. Maybe he's a little gun shy after that contact with Colapinto.
Reminder on your eyes.
Antonelli breezes through up the inside at the bobby pin, and now he'll have the DRS and will blitz away on those soft tyres. Leclerc will get the slipstream all the way down the straight, but he won't be able to challenge for the position at the end here. And I expect Antonelli to now just take off. Could be another dominant win on the cards for Antonelli tonight.
On.
Side by side, Max has got the line. He's comfortably through, and again with those soft tyres, he should leave Yuki for dead now. Behrman is through, or is he? He hasn't quite got the front end grip anymore with that damaged wing, so he can't do the cut back. Sainz is doing it though. That's a particular favourite move of Carlos Sainz. We saw him do that a lot in the Grand Prix for real this year, or last year now. So that moves him up to 13th, past Franco Colapinto. And we're going to see a look this time from Behrman. He's got the speed. He's got the bravery on the brakes, and this time he gets the move done. Norris is struggling a little bit. So we're lapping slower than Stroll, but given that he's on soft tyres, that's not really a surprise. But we are lapping quicker than Schumacher and Ocon and Lawson and Gasly, Colapinto, Sainz, Norris, Behrman. There's a big gap to make up, but not that big. I mean, if we just jump onto Lawson or Gasly here, you can see there's the cars ahead. Here come the cars behind. They're all pretty close. So a good stint on these tyres. We'll see Hamilton potentially able to make some moves. Sainz gets past Norris, who just seems to be falling further and further down the order. I wonder if he did pick up maybe some structural damage from that collision. That's the downside, is that we never see any visual suspension damage. And we don't see any visual damage to side pods either. Or the chassis. So I mean, there might be something there, but we just don't know. Stroll has got past Schumacher. And Hamilton has closed in nicely. Hadjar starting to match Iwasa. The best of those soft tyres is gone. Looking good for tyre wear prediction. Track temperature at 36 degrees, but this is where we're going to start getting a prolonged spell of hotter weather. Hamilton has plenty of spare life in his tyres. Oh, Antonelli's developed a fault. Is that going to hurt his chances?
And as far as we can tell, they've got a fault with the car.
That could have a knock-on effect on his ability to win this race. We don't know what the fault is or how serious it is, because he currently has the fastest lap, which is obscuring everything else in the column. Likewise, we can't see Norris's fault, but we know it's significant on his engine. And the longer he stays tucked up in dirty air behind drivers like Sainz, the more heat that's putting into that engine, the more likelihood there is that he'll actually have to retire. Temperature on the rise again, over 37 degrees, still climbing. Schumacher's already out of range of Stroll, who's chasing after Ocon. And we are only 12 seconds away from the points right now. It's not that far a gap. And because we're one of the last people to stop, we're going to have some of the freshest tyres
You are doing a good job on
all the cars in front.
Keep working like this.
It's just not working out for Isaac, though. I think we're going to need a retirement or two to help Isaac out now. Depends, unless there are 3-stop strategies out there.
Mode push.
Right, we are in DRS range of Schumacher, so let's go into harvest.
And we need charge
just in
button
case we
on.
do actually get a move into turn 1, we'll put battle assist on as well. Gasly moves ahead of Colapinto for 14th. Colapinto takes it straight back. And while we're tucked up behind him, let's just take some significant tyre temp out.
Take it easy there.
I'm going to go fuel saving as well. I'm going to have to do more fuel saving with Hadjar.
And we need
Can't
to
believe we haven't
increase
had
lift
even
and
a
coast.
hint of a VSC yet.
We need to do more lift and coast. Please increase by 10%.
Yes.
Are we too far back? As Gasly now gets ahead of Norris. We are just a little bit too far back. Ocon gets ahead of Lawson. They're side by side. They're going to be side by side through the next couple of corners. Lawson on the outside line. Don't think he'll be able to fight that one off. No. Ocon is through. But he's out of DRS range. Lawson's still right on his gearbox. I would expect Lawson to push back through again pretty quickly. Stroll's right there too. One more lap like this. Well, half a lap. We'll try and punch past Mick on the back straight if we don't get him up the hill. Hadjar's killed his battery again. Trying to close the gap a little bit.
Okay, charge on.
He sounds pretty miserable. That's sulky Isaac's voice there. It's not actually Isaac's voice. I don't know whose it is. That or it's severely distorted.
Charge button on.
Understood.
And more energy available. So we need to push.
Right, how can we get this move done? He doesn't go for it. Why? Why
Charge
didn't he go for
on.
it?
Yep.
And we need to increase tire saving.
All right, Max gets past George. He's now 7 seconds behind teammate Piastri, who's on the back of Leclerc. Just. Right, let's try and get him up the hill into Big Red.
So deployed.
Because Mick is very close to getting back into DRS range.
And tires are good to push.
Come on, make the move, make the move, make the move. No! Come on, Lewis. Ooh, fault for sight. We weren't quick enough to click on that. It's a minor fault at the moment.
Charge button on.
This time we are much closer to Mick.
Next car in front is Schumacher. Continue, keep going.
Right, this time we'll make the move.
And charge button on.
And comfortably through. So, look at the cluster of cars in front of us. 4 of them, all right in spitting distance of each other.
Stroll. Got to him.
It's going to be
1.4.
tricky to pick them off when they're like this.
And we need to increase lift and coast. And charge button on. Charge button on.
Oh, we've got a yellow flag. Are we finally going to get a VSC? Yes, we are. Finally.
We need to manage these tires, okay?
Oh, Mick's crashed.
Let's have a look at the action. It's all at the final corner.
And look how far behind Hamilton he is already. Oh, there it goes.
And all it can take is one
And that's
mistake.
him out of the Grand Prix.
Momentary lapse of concentration. As for the team back in the garage, that was a tough moment to watch.
That was definitely an MSC moment, another mixed city crash.
VSC. Stay as close as you can to 0 on the delta.
Copy.
Hadjar's suddenly a lot happier because he just needs one position now to get into the sponsor spot.
It's a big one.
And this will help sort the fuel situation out nicely.
Possible debris.
He's had a lot of retirements this year. He's definitely the, I think, retirement leader this year. He had a really good season last year. All things considered, it has not been so good this time. So let's take advantage of the VSC and pop an ad.
$26 laps to go.
Speaking of taking advantage of the VSC, let's change the strategy up a bit and bring Isaac in early.
Box this lap.
Get him an undercut and save a little bit of time compared to everybody else. It doesn't mean he might be a little vulnerable later on, but this should be hopefully a way to jump Iwasa. Depends if Iwasa boxes. I'm guessing his tyres are looking a little bit iffy. Nobody else has boxed yet, though. I did consider doing the same with Hamilton, but I want to stick to the strategy we have planned for him. All right, can we get a quick stop? Haven't actually paid attention to our pit stop times yet, so let's see if we can get a good stop here. All I know is we had a bad first stop with Hadjar because of the wing change. 2.2 dead. That's not bad, but it's not going to be good enough to get on the leaderboard. Let's have a look at the leaderboards. Yeah. So that's going to improve him up to 17th. Hamilton currently 13th.
Safety car ending.
Yeah.
DRS is enabled.
Energies are good.
Yep.
And boost.
Charge on.
Yeah.
See if we can catch someone napping here. Use some of that spare tyre that we've got. Try and force the move.
Race is long.
Is that Norris? Wow, Norris is down to 18th place now. I mean, I know his engine's bad, but maybe he has got some other issue with the car, thanks to that contact. So Hadjar is just 15.5 seconds behind Iwasa. That is a comfortable undercut. I believe it's around 20 seconds here.
The next guy in front is Norris.
Too far back to make the move. We're going to cook the tyres if we're not careful.
All right, let's concentrate
Yuki's in.
and try to cool down the tires as
Begs
much
the
as
question,
possible.
why didn't he box under the VSC?
And charge button on, please.
Mediums and a bad stop. Is Ocon going to get the same treatment? Nope. No mellow yellow rules at Aston.
I cannot move. Something is strange.
More problems for Sainz.
And we need to increase pushing status.
Norris is now isolated.
Next car in front is Norris. Continue like this.
Oh, it's a double stop. Piastri's in for a set of hard tyres. Set of mediums for Max. And we will have a little whoop. Now, is anyone going to get in between them? Albon is. What about Lindblad? Lindblad is. Max will get out ahead of Perez. So, Behrman and Sainz, the two gatekeepers into the points, both struggling right now. And you can see we are closing in.
And just a reminder on guys.
Although we killed the battery to do it. We're closing in on Liam Lawson, who's fighting with Stroll. Stroll's tyres are going to be dying.
Charge button on.
Ocon gets past Iwasa. We're now just 13 seconds behind him. And Hadjar is setting personal best sectors on a pretty consistent basis now. Here we go, Lawson now out of DRS range.
And we need charge button on. Charge button on.
And that's going to leave him a sitting duck here for Hamilton.
Continue like this. You're doing a good job.
And we don't even have to attempt the cut back here at the chicane, at the hairpin. We're already through. Big flurry of activity in the pits. Medium tyres going on for Albon. Lindblad's in. He's on hard tyres. Behrman's going hard, and they are changing that front wing, so that's killed any chance, I think, of Behrman getting points now. Colapinto in. Good stop again, that was quick. Lawson. Medium tyres for him. Iwasa is in. He's going to come out behind Isaac, but what tyres is he going to be on? Mediums. Here comes Isaac. There goes Isaac. Another good stop. A little bit slower there for Iwasa. But that stop for Colapinto looked rapid.
tyre temps look good.
Yeah.
You can push.
Yeah, I think it was quicker than that, so I don't think it's counted it yet. Leaderboards always start to get a bit screwy around this time of the year. So we'll just see where he stacks up at the end of the race. Perez is in. Russell right behind his teammate, who is going to need to stop again. Stroll coming in as well now. Going to box to try and stay ahead of Hamilton. That's a good smooth stop there. Hoping for a bad stop here for Stroll.
Temperatures are going slightly up.
Hard tyres going on. That looked like a decent stop. We're not likely to stay with Lindblad pace-wise, and Perez might well get us. Ooh, Lawson gets ahead of Stroll, and we have a 7.5 second gap behind us back to Iwasa.
Mode push.
Antonelli boxes now from the lead.
And we need to
Medium tyres to go to the end.
30%.
Will he get out in front of Oscar? I think he will. It's still looking pretty comfortable for Kimi here, isn't it? Despite that minor issue that he had, or still has, we don't know yet. And he is out in front of Oscar on fresher, faster tyres as Bortoletto hits the pits. Sonoda getting past Sights. And Gasly coming in as well. So, hard tyres going on. A nice smooth stop there for McLaren.
And reminder, some lift and coast.
Understood.
Hard tyres for Pierre Gasly. And as much as it pains me to say so, I do think we have been rescued by that retirement from Schumacher. I don't think we would have had the pace to finish in P20 without it.
Anti-phase update when you can.
Norris is P15. He's gone back up the order because other cars in front of him are stopped, but he still needs to stop again. Has got that penalty to be served and has been overtaken by Ocon. Colapinto will be up next. And there's Gasly in the background as well. How long now before Norris hits the pits? You can see he's already dropped 9 seconds behind Hamilton. It's only been a few laps since we overtook him. Sainz comes in. We're going to go one more lap, maybe 2 more laps with Hamilton. Out goes Carlos. We are going to have to fight our way back up the order again with Lewis. It's the track temperature, 35.9. It hasn't got as hot on track as I was expecting it to this weekend. Very close there. Norris getting in the way. That's glorious for us. That will slow down Sainz. It slowed him down on the exit of turn 1. And now he's going to be held up through the sweepers, through the S's and complex. I would imagine he'll pick him off on the back straight. Gasly's right there to put the pressure on as well. Is this going to be a lot? Oh yeah, he's through already. Look, up the inside. No grip left for Norris. How long is he going to go before he stops? New fastest lap for Kimi, a 133.5. That is just 3.4 seconds quicker than Antonelli. Sorry, than Charles Leclerc. Leclerc also needs to stop again, I believe. Hamilton's still ahead of Perez. We're going to go one more lap, and then we're going to box. We've killed Hadjar's battery again. Let's do that.
Charge on.
Yeah.
We are going to avoid getting lapped. Which I wasn't sure if that would be the case. That's why I had to start the fuel save again.
Perez behind with DRS.
I'm not going to put battle assist on. I don't want to fight unnecessarily. If we stay ahead, we stay ahead. If we don't, I don't want to get into it. Oh, that's a spin for Bortoletto behind us. Is that going to be a VSC?
Right, let's concentrate.
I don't think it will be. No, he's back in the way, look.
But this is what happened. And the control's lost. And ultimately, just unable to bring the car under control.
So, Behrman now the next car up behind us. Then Ocon and Colapinto. Norris finally hits the pits.
And box now, box. Box now, box.
Medium tyres. He's at the back of the
But
grid.
there. Oh dear, that's not what they need right now.
And is that a new fault for Antonelli? A recurrence of the original fault or an escalation? Because he's got the fast lap, we don't know. Leclerc is in. Antonelli goes through medium tyres and a pretty good stop there for Ferrari.
1.4.
Piastri is up into second place. Max will get through as well. And then there's a long way back to George. So it's going to be fourth place for Leclerc. Can he improve on that? Hadjar's almost finished fuel saving. A little bit more needed for Lewis. We did actually tell him to box, didn't we? Yes, we did.
And box this lap off.
And we got some pretty good pace out of those mediums at the end there. And we can potentially not have to worry too much about saving with the soft tyres now. Which means we'll have a grip advantage, which will help us as we try and punch our way back up the order a little bit. I haven't given up. Oh, nice stop. 1.99. Haven't given up my hopes of maybe stealing a point. But we are going to have a lot of work to do. You can see we are out in 18th place.
Next guy in front is a Stroll.
Track now up to 38 degrees and
5.5
still
seconds
climbing.
Gap. 16 laps to go.
This is where we are at the moment, and then we've got more sustained clear skies coming up as well. Don't think we can get away with running the tyres like that for the entire stint, but we can certainly have tyre to play with now. 15 laps to go as Antonelli, Piastri, Verstappen have crossed the line. Now Leclerc and Russell. It's not a big gap for Antonelli. And with that fault coming back or getting worse, there is a chance for RedBull to jump him here. I'm still amazed that Piastri has stayed ahead of Max since that first round of pit stops.
You can save less.
Welcome, Farrell. So how far away are we from points? 17 seconds.
Doing a good job on tyres.
But Behrman does have that fault. Let's see what he's doing 134s. Let's see what Hamilton's pace is like. Now that the tyres are up to temp, we've almost got to a point where we can stop fuel saving as well.
Just take care of the tyres for the moment.
Yep.
Sainz and Colapinto fighting over P12. That just helps. Oh, Bortoletto right there as well. Yeah, these squabbles slow everybody down, so I'm all for it. Trip over each other, get in each other's way, maybe take each other out.
No lift off needed. You are doing a good job.
Track temperature dropping again, back to 36.7. Now the clouds have come out again. Took a couple of tenths out of Stroll in the first sector. There he is, isolated. There's Hamilton. Not a good middle sector at all for Stroll there, 38.7. We took 6/10 of him in that sector alone. And we haven't started pushing yet. So average pace in front of us is about 1:35.0. We just did a 1:34.1. Gap down to 4 seconds. Hamilton on a hunt. Haas is now only 4 seconds behind us. Norris is closing in on the pair of us. He's 3.5 seconds behind. So it's not honky-dory happy days for Isaac yet. But we do have some tyre to play about with. And we don't have to do any fuel saving yet. Oh, we might. Oh no, but that's Norris, isn't it? That's Antonelli. I was going to say, look, we might actually get lapped after all, but no, we should stay on the lead lap.
DRS.
Understood.
And try to increase pushing status.
Let's have a quick lap. So it's getting closer and closer at the front. Antonelli is losing ground. And now that he's lost the fastest lap to Charles Leclerc, we can see that it is a minor fault. Although he may have more than one. He may have 2 minor faults. But Piastri is little by little closing that gap down. Took another couple of tenths out of him on that last lap. Stroll gets past Gasly. We're closing in on the pair of them. Gasly gets back in front of Stroll.
Charge button on, charge button on. And just a reminder on your eyes.
Understood.
And you can see they're all clustered up in front of us. There's a little bit of a gap between Behrman and Ocon, unfortunately. But everyone else is pretty tight all the way up to and including Ocon.
Gap to him 1.4.
10.5 laps to go. Just missed out, I think, on the DRS, but we should get a nice slipstream here. Oh, Antonelli's got another fault.
But it looks like they're carrying some kind of fault.
This is going to make it really tense at the end here.
Increased tire saving.
Is that not an escalation, or is it just delayed? Sometimes this game has started delaying when it actually tells us what the issues are. He's got two faults, look. He's had that fault there. He's had an engine fault there. Has his ERS issue come back? It hasn't gone orange, so I think his ERS issue must have come back. We won't know till he crosses the line.
Continue like this.
Charge button on, charge button on.
Ah, he's still got through.
Charge
He didn't
on.
have battle assist on, otherwise we might have got him. Gotta be careful we don't run out of laps here. It's 10 laps, including the one we're on.
So we need to push.
Come on, Hamilton, this time.
Continue, keep going.
No. Damn it.
It's impossible to follow.
Stroll is proving stubborn. I'm going to have to use battery to get the move done, I think.
And charge button on, charge button on. And you can use all the boost bar.
Alright, so here we go. Up the hill into Big Red. Can we get the move done this time? We need to, otherwise we can start losing time.
Tire phase update when you can.
Oh yeah. There we go.
Fire's still okay.
We're through. And we're going to push on.
You are
Try
doing
and
a
break
good job.
that DRS. If we can.
Here's the replay. Now we're with Lewis Hamilton here.
That's the same angle we just seen. Confidence. Let's have a look. Close to peak. That helps. And did we just about break that DRS? Maybe. Got to keep pushing so we break the toe as well. Stroll just got the DRS.
Charge button on.
Hajar looking a little bit more comfortable in P19 now. And Hamilton has dropped Stroll. So Gasly up next. I think points are probably now too far away. What is the gap for points? 14 seconds still. But we don't have any battery, that's the problem. Tell you what, a safety car now would make things interesting.
Gasly in front.
I mean, we would not get points if we do get a safety car, because Behrman, I think, would be able to box and come out ahead of us under safety car conditions. But we would certainly be able to jump a few people here by staying out.
And more energy available.
See if we can get past Lawson. No DRS for Lawson, we've got it. But I think we might be a bit too far back. Yeah, we are. Alright, let's go to harvest mode. Let's do a little bit of saving.
And we need to increase lift off.
Stroll has been comfortably left behind now.
Okay, next guy in front is Gasly.
Just 2 seconds, the gap now between Antonelli. Oh no, Antonelli!
Well, yeah, right. It certainly looks like they've developed a fault.
His car is determined to kill itself before it gets to the end of the race here. That's got to be his engine going orange. London going to try and get Gasly here with him just half a second behind Lawson. We're not going to be able to get him. So we'll continue just harvesting a little bit.
.0 now. And tires are good to push. No lift off needed. You are doing a good job.
Yep.
Let's see how tight everyone's getting. Everyone's getting into a train behind Colapinto. That's not good. It's going to make it really hard to get past anybody. As Norris finally moves up a place. Oh, he should be able to convert this around the outside.
And 6 laps to go.
He does, but has he left the door open? He has. And Wasser has just taken the place back. Norris should have the DRS. No, I don't know actually. Who got the DRS? Norris did. So that's it. That's the position taken. We're going to go full attack now. Gasly made a mistake. He pulled out of the slipstream.
So deployed.
And that's going to give us the opportunity. And we will take it with open arms. Thank you very much, Gasly.
You are doing a good job.
Oh, we're looking at the wrong end of the car. But Gasly went straight away, pulled out of the slipstream. I don't know if he was trying to save some temperature. Or try and defend, but it allowed us, it meant he lost the slipstream, and with our DRS and tyre push and fuel push, we were able to get alongside and then get him in the braking zone. Five laps.
Okay. 5 laps to go. And we need you to take care of the tires.
Antonelli and Piastri are side by side. Yeah, that fault for Antonelli has suddenly killed his pace.
And coast.
We don't need to worry about management on these tyres.
And is Oscar going to steal the win here?
Mode push, please. Mode push.
He gets up the insides, and that's the move done. Very wide for Antonelli. Now, will Max get him as well? I honestly thought Piastri was going to get battered a little bit by Max today, and it just hasn't happened. In fact, the only time Max has been quicker than Piastri was in Q3 since we got out of practice.
Tyre phase update when you can.
He might have just missed the DRS.
Tyres still good.
Yeah, we did.
4 laps to go.
Track now 39.7 degrees.
Charge on.
Yeah.
Charge button on.
Understood.
Now, will Lawson make the same mistake that Gasly did?
Use the energy.
Not yet. Ocon and Sainz fighting over P11. There's a look from Bortoletto. We're not close enough, but we are now right on the back of that little train.
Gap to him 2.0. Increase lift and coast, please.
We're now in a fight for 13th place, and that's as high as we're going to go because the gap to Ocon is now too far. Ocon and Sainz have pulled away. And it's going to be hard work just punching past these three because they are nose to tail.
Three laps to go.
Max has got through, and Leclerc is up next. Antonelli's pace has disappeared. He should be able to stay ahead of George. So it'll be another strong finish for George, but missing out on podiums. And Antonelli looks like he's about to miss out on the podium as well. He's been mighty all race, but his car has let him down today. Oh, he's late on the brakes and he holds off Charles Leclerc. There'll be 2 laps to go when we cross the line.
Race is long. So increase pushing status.
We really need to get at least one of these guys on this lap if we can. Just don't have much battery though, that's the problem. Leclerc has not been able to get past Antonelli again. Can Antonelli hang on for that, final podium spot?
Like this.
DRS.
Right, Lawson's looking vulnerable. We put him under some pressure. Will he lose the DRS? He might do. Final lap for Oscar and Max. Max is slightly quicker, but I think Oscar's got enough of the lead. Lawson did get the DRS. And we couldn't get past him because of it.
Start button on.
We can keep the pressure up though so that he doesn't get it at the start of the lap. He's close enough. He's going to get it again. Sainz has left Ocon for dead. I did not see that coming. All right, can we get a move up the hill into Big Red? It's the final lap.
Last lap.
No, we can't. What about on the exit? As Colapinto is overtaken by Bortoletto. Again, Lawson's getting a mighty slipstream, which is keeping him safe.
Continue. Keep going.
Piastri has done it. He's got the win.
Oscar gets the win.
And
Antonelli
first
did
place
hang on for third.
goes to Piastri.
But against the odds, Oscar has
Honestly,
overcome
even
a
their
weakened
harshest critic would be
gearbox.
hard-pressed to say that
Somehow
they
it hasn't
thoroughly
broken yet.
deserved that win.
And he's stretched his lead over Max. And we've lost our opportunity. So it's going to be a P16. That's disappointing. We just got unlucky with how close everybody got in the final stages.
And just a reminder on garage.
I don't think there was inherently anything wrong with the strategy. Maybe if we'd gone softs to mediums rather than mediums to softs for the middle stint. Right, it's P16 for Hamilton. It will be P19 for Isaac. Both drivers will achieve their sponsor targets. And some much needed extra money into the bank.
Now, wasn't it an excellent showing from Oscar Piastri?
What a brilliant race that was for the team. They just did everything right, the driver included, of course.
But just look at this. The overwhelming excitement for those celebrating this achievement. With such a strong performance from Piastri, there's no denying that he's earned that place on the podium today.
6 wins now in this season, they're not flagging. A mighty impressive victory.
So, ladies and gentlemen, your podium for the United States Grand Prix. Well, Karun, how do you think they'll be feeling in the team garage at the end of that?
Well, it was a bit of a mixed bag here. Some things went their way, but others didn't. I think their main target now will be finding some consistency for sure.
And with that, our time in Texas now draws to a close.
The next round of the season will see Formula One return to the States as the glitz and the glamour of Las Vegas awaits.
All right, confirmation then of the final results. Oscar with the win over Max Verstappen to stretch the lead at the top of the championship. Antonelli does just about hang on for third, just 0.2 ahead of Leclerc at the end there. George settles for 5th place, 10 more points for him as he looks to continue to move up the order a little bit in the standings. Then it is Yuki Tsunoda ahead of Alex Albon, Lindblad with a good result for Audi, and somehow Behrman is able to hang on and pick up a point just behind teammate Perez as both TGR Haas's round out the top 10. A little bit further down the order, then it's Carlos Sainz. Ocon had a good recovery from the back of the grid to up to 12th. Then it's Bortoletto from Colapinto, Lawson, Hamilton, then Gasly, Stroll, Hadjar, Norris, Iwasa, and just the one retirement, Mick Schumacher, bringing out a VSC. At the driver's standings then, that's now a 21-point lead for Oscar, with 3 rounds and 2 sprints still to go. Norris, again, no points this weekend. Antonelli is now just 1 point behind him. Sainz misses out on an opportunity to bring himself up into the fight for third. No points for him either, and George is now just 3 points behind him. Yuki Tsunoda also in the hunt, 4 points further back. No points for Ocon, that's pretty much ruled him out of the hunt, I think, for a top 4 finish. Then it's Alex Albon in 9th, Leclerc in 10th. Some big points for Leclerc, he's now 1 point behind Albon. Big gap back to Hamilton, who still is holding on to 11th place in the standings. Lindblad has closed the gap by 4. He's now 9 points behind. Perez a further 3 points back. Gasly in 14th has 37 points, 1 ahead of Lawson. Then it's Colapinto with 26, Bortoletto 25, 23 points from Isaac in 18th. Then it's Iwasa with 21, Behrman with 20. That extra point getting him a little bit closer. Schumacher has 15. 5 DNFs now this season. And Lance Stroll, bottom, with 6 points. Let's take a look at the constructors. Red Bull, 547 points. They are nearly home and hosed in the constructors' standings now. In fact, they might already be. No, wait, because there's sprints as well, isn't there? So it's going to be tight. Let's see. 43 points times 3 is 129 plus another 40. No, wait, another 45. I think they are constructors champions. Yeah, I mean, it looks like they're constructors champions. So Mercedes are going to finish second. Aston Martin over 99 points further back and losing ground with every Grand Prix. So I can't see them catching up, although mathematically they still could. Ferrari pull back 4 points on Aston to keep their hopes of finishing in the top 3 alive. They are 25 points behind Aston. McLaren have 172 points. Williams 128. 76 points for us in 7th. Haas closing the gap by 3 again. We're now just 15 points ahead with 3 rounds and 2 sprints to go. Then Nissan 52, no points for them this week, thankfully. Audi move above Maserati at the bottom. They're up to 50 points. Maserati still on 47. Bottom 3 teams separated by just 5 points. The wooden spoon could be very hotly contested this season. Leclerc had a blisteringly quick stop to take the quickest stop of the day. I'm not seeing Maserati in the top 10. I'm amazed by that. We watched a couple of their stops and they looked very quick indeed. looks apparently can be deceiving. Mercedes get the second quickest stop. Red Bull take third. McLaren fourth. Audi fifth. Nissan sixth. Cadillac seventh. Aston eighth. Williams ninth. Haas 10th. Every position is a different constructor. It's not very often we see that. So, what's it done to the standings? Mercedes, 390 points. They've already won this competition. We are now level pegged with McLaren, but we've had a quicker stop, only just. And that, I think, is why we are ahead of them. Level on 221 points apiece, and Red Bull have closed the gap to us by 9 as well. They are 19 points back. 19 points back. So they're also in the hunt for second. It's going to be very, very much squeaky bum time for us in the last 3 races. Maserati on 161, no points this weekend. Ferrari move above Aston thanks to the fastest stop. They're now just 10 points behind Maserati in the battle of the Italians. Aston dropping down to 7th, but they do pick up 4 points. Nissan have 104. Williams up to 56 points. Audi moving off the bottom past Haas. They're up to 40 points now. Haas bottom with 32. And there you see a summary of our stops. Hamilton stop giving us the money there. No chance of getting on the board with that stop. Hadjar's best stop, just nowhere near good enough. And of course, the first stop was a wing change, which came out at about 8.3 seconds. Both drivers do achieve their sponsor targets, though. Why? Oh, yeah, because we said 20th or higher. I was going to say, why isn't that a full payout? But it is. We went for the middle target. Just as well, because we wouldn't have got 18th. So, 1.7 mil added to the bank balance. Let's head back to HQ and start prepping up for the next Grand Prix. Vegas, a sprint weekend. Right, we have that spare chassis. Thankfully, we didn't need to use it, although if something has failed this weekend, we might have to gobble it up straight away. Let's have a look. Something's broken on one of the cars. We got a purple inbox request. That's hopefully going to be positive. No, problem with the wind tunnel. That's not good. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, we lost an underfloor, a side pod, and a suspension. We have got a spare for each of those, I think. I hope. We did not need to use a chassis. Okay, so before we click on the wind tunnel concern, let's see if we can squeeze a part in there before it gets shut down. So, how long to the ATR? 7 days. Ugh, that's annoying. And that ATR is going to be on the rear wing. We've got how much money? 2.3. It's not enough to get a wing and something else done. But it is enough to get 2 other parts done. Underfloor needs some more love. So let's do an underfloor. Go. A little bit more downforce there. Let's also go with a chassis or a side pod. Our engine cooling isn't too bad, but could be a little bit better. Let's just push that up an extra 1% if we can. It's about 1%. There we go. And now that those parts are in, hopefully we can shut the wind tunnel down and it won't have any effect because those parts are already in. I hope I'm being clever there. So shut the wind tunnel down for 9 days. So if we go back here, we now can't add another part, but these times have not been extended yet. We'll check again in a day and see. We have enough money to build a new suspension. It's good because we just lost a spare. There we go. Let's fix up the cars. There we go. Let's check in with the board. I bet they're disappointed, aren't they? Oh, they are. Race performances are now disappointed overall. The board confidence has slipped to low. Oh, I think we'll be okay as long as we stay 7th this season. I don't think we'll get into all of confidence being lost, but that's not a good sign. Oh, shit. The design centre needs a refurb. That's going to cost 2.5 mil. We're going to go for that because the upgrade's too expensive, I think. Team Hub still needs that refurb. That's 480k. We will go for that. Memorabilia room has slipped. That's too expensive. Running out of money again. All right, when do we get some money from the sponsors? It's only been a couple of weeks, isn't it? So not till the end of November, my guess is. Middle of November. That's not too bad. Right before we go to Mexico. And we've got a new ATR coming up as well. And then at least we might get some money from the board. We might not. Our expenses are quite high now that we've been improving our facilities. Something in the inbox. Low stock on the side pods. We know about that. New ATR. New week. We get a little bit of cash from the tour center. Will we get some money from the board? We've got a spare suspension. We're going to do a pit crew training first. Let's take a look at the monthly affiliates. Fittipaldi getting back a point in control. Driver development. Nothing for either driver. I mean, I'm not expecting this to change here, but I was hoping to see something here. It's annoying. Wind tunnel concern. It did have a fault. That's now resolved. No cost involved in that, thankfully. And did not affect any of the parts that we put in. They are now just 3 weeks away from being done. So, yeah. If you know you've got a fault where you're going to have to shut the wind tunnel down, get your bits in quick. Because once the wind tunnel prevents you from adding new parts if it's been shut down. But if you get them in before you shut the wind tunnel down, they shouldn't be affected through this process here. Obviously, if the design center goes down, that's completely different. Right, where are we with spares? Oh, we don't have a spare front wing. And we don't have the money for a spare front wing either. We need some cash. And the board gives us 80k. Thanks, board. That's not much at all. At least it's not debt. Well, we do go into debt before clearing it with sponsor payments and stuff. I think we need to trim our wage bill a little bit. We're going to have to say goodbye to somebody. Question is who, and how much is it going to cost to do that? I kind of want to keep Daniel because of his high commercial rating, but he is the most expensive of our reserves at 3.5 mil. It's going to cost 6 mil to end his contract as well. Let me see if I can offer him a new deal on reduced terms. Oh, he's announced his retirement. Oh, if he retires at the end of this season, we might not have to pay him next year. Does mean we're going to need a new driver to take over commercial duties. Jack's at 66. He's at 3 mil as well. Could possibly do with trimming him down. Let's see if we can reduce his bill. No, not really. Not without offering him a monstrously big signing on bonus. That's frustrating. Fittipaldi's only costing me 300k for the entire year, so we're going to keep him on. What about Jack? He's quite cheap at 800k. Not that expensive to terminate. Commercial rating's only 53. Sergeant, he's only 1.6. His marketability is 60. He might be our new commercial driver next year to replace Daniel in that role. Certainly a lot cheaper, 1.9 mil cheaper. Yeah, some interesting choices to be made. I'm curious as to whether Ricciardo has announced his retirement, which means he'll end at the end of this year or at the end of his contract. That will be interesting to see. Let's take a look at... let's ignore the monthly car development because it's always bad. Let's take a look at October in Formula 1. Maserati have a new front wing, and apparently it's one of the best on the grids, and they're also working on a new rear wing. And spotlight on Maserati again. Wow. I don't think I've ever seen them having seen it before where they've had one team taking both slots here. We won't be finishing this championship at the bottom of the grid. We'll do everything we can to avoid that. They are bottom of the grid. Let's see if they can turn it round. Alright, pit crew training. Let's get that plotted in to start November. Should theoretically be able to plonk in a double day of gym training. No. A day and a half. Then we go into a sprint weekend. A lot of fatigue over that weekend. So we'll give them 2 days off. We're going to abandon car building for the rest of the season now until the season's finished. Give them that day off, and then we'll have a week of dedicated gym training, try and work on speed. This is a sprint weekend as well, so got to make sure we don't have any fatigue going into the Grand Prix. There we go. And then when we come out, we will focus on a little bit of split training. are we going into a Grand Prix there? Possibly. So I'm going to leave that day blank for now. Let's confirm the changes. We'll come back in a second. I want to check the calendar. Yeah. So we come out of Mexico. Actually, no, it's not back-to-back. We have got that week gap. So let's go back to our pit crew training. We can put in a bit more, but not that much. Let's do that. So that keeps our stats level there. We take a fraction of a percentage off. Just 6.75 chance of making a mistake now, which is really good. Fatigue, not going to be an issue going into the next month, which is nice. 1.97 is our now estimated pit stop time. There we go. Pit crew plotted in. We've got Will Courtney coming next year. And we've lost the scout report on him. Right. Is there anything else to do? Oh, just, and I do mean just, got enough to put a front wing in. There we go. We won't have that till race day, so we've got to get through sprint quali, the sprint and main quali without breaking a front wing. But we will have a spare for the race itself. Actually, no, it's 2 days, isn't it? So we just got to get through sprint quali without breaking a wing, and then we'll have a spare on the Saturday. So for the sprint and then main quali and the race going forward. Okay. Let's advance time. So it's going to be cold. Not expecting rain. And those are the standings as we end tonight's stream. We are scraping by financially. The board are losing faith a little bit because we have not been able to keep up with other cars in development. If we can hang on to the end of the year, which is starting to become a little bit less like a little bit less safe. If we can hang on, then I think we'll be in a better position next season because our facilities will be better. We'll potentially take 3.5 mil off the wage bill with Ricardo's retirement. We will have some money coming from the pit stop competition, a lot more than we did last season. And hopefully enough research done to actually bring the gap down a little bit to some of the cars around us. I think we'll still be the slowest car, but as long as we can bring that gap down a little bit, hopefully next season development will be able to kick up a step. We'll see how that goes. We've got a few races to go yet. When we come back on Monday at the usual time of 8 p.m, we'll be heading to Las Vegas. And then Tuesday, Mexico for the final sprint weekend of the season before the season finale on Wednesday as we head to Brazil. Hope you'll join me for those. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I will see you all again with some more F1 Manager very soon.